It's time for the cafe.
Just call me, I'll be there. It don't matter, just say where. I'll be right by your side through everything, alright. Just stay cool, I'll come through to pray for, encourage, and uplift you. When my sister wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win. At the Sisters Cafe.
Welcome to this segment of Sisters Cafe. I am so excited that you are here. Sisters Cafe is where we gather with our favorite beverage for real talk, heartfelt moments, community support, information, education, and a community connection. Here at the cafe, we sip on truth, pour out love, and stir in a whole lot of sisterhood. Whether you're driving to work, unwinding at home, or stealing away for a moment just for you, this is your time, your table, and your tribe. I am your host, Gladys B, and this is your safe space to be able to breathe and to grow, to heal, be inspired, and above all, to be empowered. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe to the website at www.sisterscafeinc.com and go over to that YouTube channel and subscribe there since you're over there. While you're at it, check out the online store. Grab you a cup, a book, a tumbler, a t-shirt, and anything else. We got it all over there. Go ahead and head out to the store and grab you, your friends, and your sisters some cafe swag. If you haven't yet, send in those nominations for Woman Crush Wednesday, which we will soon be giving awards for here in Houston, Texas. I'm super excited, but you got to get those nominations in. You got to, because we want to highlight and spotlight some of the women who don't usually get rewarded or even recognized for the amazing things that they do. We know some amazing women in our life. And speaking of amazing women, I am about to introduce to you my friend, my original lady at the cafe, Dr. Renarda Jones, with Diverse Research Now. Grab your cups and meet me at the table. But what I like about her having the confidence is we didn't have it but we weren't pushed towards that. We weren't taught towards that. We weren't taught to be and embrace.
No. We were taught. I feel like our generation was taught to like not be bold, woman with a voice. Right. And yeah, I made sure, like both of my kids, but Rihanna especially, that she knew that her voice mattered.
Yeah.
And their voice always have mattered in our house. So
that's good. Yeah. Now, did you tell them that, like, as they were growing up? Like for me, I always told the children, not to a certain extent, I told the children, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. You can say whatever you want to say. And there were times where I said, okay, y'all got 10 minutes in this vault right here to say whatever you need to say without repercussion.
Yeah.
Now, it was hard at first because I tell you what, I don't even know if I should say that out loud, but one of my kids said, I wish you would just leave me alone.
Well, they all want that. Like, that's a given.
Well, I said, look, I wish you would leave me alone. What you mean?
Exactly. I want you to leave me alone.
Right. And I had to explain to him that other than my oldest had to keep me from leaping across the room, because I think I went to leap, but I did it because I gave him that time, and I have to honor what I said.
Yeah.
But First of all, I wouldn't even say nothing to you if you did what you were supposed to. I wouldn't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, they don't understand. They don't understand at all. But that was crazy to me because I'm like, what? You want me to leave you alone? But as a mom, it made me look at him differently.
Uh-huh.
I know it was the vault. I know they're so allowed to say, but it just kind of made something in me because he said it again when he was 18.
Mm.
So there's a switch, which I don't know what to do with, that turned off when he said it when he was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a long time to flip that mom switch back on.
Mm-hmm.
But I can still feel a little bit of blockage there. Like, it just won't. I love, don't get me wrong, I love him. I would give my life for him, but I be looking at him sideways like, what you want? Why are you calling me? What you want? You know, whereas the baby can call and whatever it is, whatever you want. But that oldest can call. I tell you, I would lasso the moon for that boy.
Uh-huh.
Because Deontay never asked for anything.
Mm-hmm.
When I would come home late from work or whatever, he would just say, Mom, you know you don't have to cook. I'll just eat top ramen or I'll eat a hot dog. Christmas, birthdays, I always made him make lists. Deontay be like, Mom, I don't need anything. You don't have to buy me anything. Which made me want to buy him something.
Right.
You know, but even now, it's never a problem. And I'm like, that's the one I'll call and say, you want something? You need anything? Can mommy do anything for you?
Exactly.
Be like, oh, Mom, go ahead. You happy, you doing this. But I would. And I appreciate that from him.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're so different. Are yours different?
Yeah. Very different. Yeah.
Okay.
They have grown to be very different. At first, I feel like they were kind of the same, but they've always had their differences. Like, Rihanna's always been she's a leader.
Okay.
She's a leader, and she's always been a leader. She's always been the one who wants to make sure everything is in place, coordinated. Like, even with her friends, she's the one that's, planning everything. And she's on top of everything. Her grades always just
Everything.
Yeah, she's just on it. Michael has always been the more laid back one, and and like, I'm gonna just go with what's there, and I'm gonna just do it, But they both have like really, strengths in different areas. So like, and I also had to learn how to just let them be.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, at this point, Rihanna will be 19 this year. Michael, he'll be 21. I think he's turning this year. I can't believe that. Wow.
Wait, I missed some birthdays, I think.
I mean, like, I can't even believe that. But
I still got him at 19.
they, someone told me that they're supposed to want to leave home. They're not supposed to want to stay with you. Right. And they both wanted to leave, like, and go do their own thing. I mean, and so I was told that means that, that they felt prepared enough,
yes,
to get out here in this world,
yes,
and do something. And that is what's supposed to happen.
Right,
right. So I'm like, okay, I guess, because I wasn't ready for that. Like, I was like, wait a minute. And Michael and Rihanna, they both kind of left the same time out of the house.
Oh, really?
So Michael left. He was gonna enter school and live with some of the kids in school.
Okay, I remember you telling me about that.
Yes, and then Rihanna was leaving to go live on campus, and this happened like the same month.
Oh,
and I was like, whoa,
eased into it.
No, they both left like pretty much the same time, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, I wasn't ready to like have both of y'all gone, but
not at the same time. Yeah, mine itched. So I got it a little. Deontay left first,
Mhm.
but then the other two kind of left at the same time.
Okay.
But but I was super ready.
Okay.
Like I have been planning for their exit since they were like 10. Look here. I used to seriously, and it's funny because I realized it's probably not the best idea, but I would always count down, even when they were little. All right, I got 30 more years. I mean, 10 more years. I got 8 more years. You know, well, too, because it was so much I wanted to do
Mhm.
that I stopped
Yeah.
because I was going to school. I'm doing this, and I couldn't keep doing it because they got football, they got this, they sick, they got to go to school, they can't go here, I can't travel, they got, and then so at some point, it was actually grandma. Grandma said, if I settle myself down, this won't be so hard. And at first I kind of kicked against it because I'm like, I got stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
I got plans. I was trying to be an attorney and I wanted to do this. And she was, I walked away and I prayed about it because they didn't ask to be here. It's not like they was like, pick me. So my job and my number one job is them.
Of course.
So I had to swallow that. That's when I created what I call the big idea box. And what I would do is every time I wanted to do something, I write it out, write what I was thinking, write the plan, and then drop it in the box.
Yes.
And I still have it. I still have it because I'm like, I'm gonna get to the point where I can go back through it.
Yes.
Make these things happen.
Come on.
But my job was them.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute because real talk, I didn't want any children. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it like, I guess it's the only way I can say it. I don't prefer children. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. They got boogers, they got snot, they messy, they talk back. You know what I mean? I don't want to take it. That's why I didn't have any plants. I don't want to take care of nothing.
Yeah.
I got stuff I want to do. But what did happen is when I decided to be 100% mommy, it is the best thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't as much as I was goal driven, I can't imagine not being mommy or not being grandma. Like, them little kids, them little ones. Yeah. I feel like mush when I have them. It's ridiculous. My kid had a dog. Her name was Melody. And every time we get to the house, she gets the wagon. Really kind of, she ends up peeing on herself every time. She's so excited, she just peeing. And I remember thinking about, that's how I feel. Now I don't pee on myself, but that's how I feel when I get to see my kids and my grandkids. It's like, but even the boys, I feel like I'm a fan of all my boys. Like,
I mean, you like when you think about who they have become is a lot of the reason why they become those people, these wonderful people, is because of you.
Wow.
Like, that's so rewarding. So of course it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that I had a hand in this amazing person,
It was Elder years ago after I moved, Elder Landon texted me because he was like, I usually don't text, but I'm, while at church. He said, but I'm sitting here, he said, and I'm looking at your 3 greatest accomplishments. And I had never in my life thought about it that way. Milton was on the organ and directing, doing service. Deontay's on the drums and Gary's doing the music. Yep. And he was like, I'm at all right now. Yeah. For him to watch me grow up, then he's watching my kids grow up. Now he's meeting my grandkids. It's just, but I had never thought about it that way, but they are. They are. And I'm glad I chose mommyhood.
That's an accomplishment. 3 very strong and accomplished Black men, and still not done with what they're gonna do. The Lord's not done. And I mean, it's huge.
And it was worth it. It was worth it because I used to be thinking I'm gonna be too old to do all the things I want to do. But I mean, no, most people don't know, but I just enrolled back in school.
Come on now.
That 20-year-old degree that I was working on when I was with them, now I'm getting ready to finish.
Why not? It's not too late.
It's not.
The Lord has a way of preserving us. You already know that.
He does. So that'll be done in January. And let me not say if, because I feel like God can bless this, because God can do anything. I believe that. I have a different trust in God than I did back then. It's like super high. Like whatever happens, I trust him. And I used to think back then, well, maybe he's not going to do it for me. Well, maybe, maybe God forgot this time. And I'm not like that anymore. It's like, whatever's clever, God, you got it. It is what it is. And I have a peace with that. But so if God allows, and he says the same thing after this, then I'll be hitting law schools. So,
wow. Yeah.
I'm excited. Now I didn't think my brain was gonna take it. When I got back in school, I'm like, I'm reading one line like 6 times to get like what did it say?
You'll get used to it.
You know what? Yeah, because I started in November. It's already it's a lot of reading. Well, let me tell you that. I'm like, what am I reading all this for? This is a lot. But I noticed the difference. When you read a lot, you end up using better words. Your vocabulary grows. It's just I notice a difference. I'm loving it, and my brain is starting to work again. And I'm like,
you can actually almost feel it expanding with all the reading, like literally, like you're like, whoa,
right? Like whoa. Let me tell you for real. So when 20 years ago, I stopped because I failed out of quantum reasoning. It was statistics and logic. And I'm not logical, so I'm like, but I would just finish quantum reasoning 1 and 2, and I got A's in both of them. Wow! And I remember saying what, because I was so scared. That was the death of me back then. And I got an A, and I'm like, what?
Yep.
I told my husband, I said, I think they made a mistake. My exam had no errors. I got them all right.
Wow.
I said, but I'm gonna wait till the official grade come out because I think the computer is broke. But it wasn't. It wasn't. I got straight A's, 100% on my exam, and I'm like, what? I'm so excited. But it makes me say I can do it.
Yes, exactly. That's such encouragement. Yeah, that you can, that you can do it now.
Speaking of encouragement, you have diverse research now. Can you please tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So, diverse research now is a passion of mine. It's an organization, nonprofit organization that I founded due to the lack of diversity in clinical research. So the reason why I founded the organization, I am a clinical researcher, research scientist, and I've been in the field for 20 plus years. And I, as a research scientist, I've seen the lack of diversity in research, and this is how we find our medications. The clinical research process is how we come up with medications for people who's gonna take them, right? And so it's super important to have everybody involved. Historically, clinical research has been done mostly with white men only. Because they were, they have always been the superior ones in our society, of course, so a lot of times the research has only included them and their story and their voice and their background. And of course, we don't all have that background. We're not all white. So it's so important. We all know that the U.S. is so diverse. We have many colorful people here and different backgrounds, and everyone has to be considered when we're coming up with medications that are going to work. So everyone has to be involved. So that is what our organization does. It really brings awareness to this problem in the world, and we educate. we provide education about it, about research, because people are very hesitant, warranted hesitation, because the Black community especially has so many injustices that have happened to them. And so, yeah, they're fearful or have been fearful about either healthcare overall, and let alone trying to get involved in research. But we need them. We have to be able to look, consider our environment, our background, and what's going on inside of our community for us to find answers to all these health conditions. And you probably have noticed that we're usually the ones with these. We usually have the health conditions, right? We have the high numbers of everything.
So is that why the fear? So we know that in times past, I mean, off the top, I think of Tuskegee Airmen. Is that why minorities don't participate, or do they not know that they can?
Yeah, that has been a big reason. Tuskegee, what happened back then with the men there not being treated properly in the research they were taking part in is a big reason why people are hesitant. However, recently we found that it's more so that people are just not being asked to be a part of research. It's not so much because this is one of the things that we educate about in diverse research now is all the safeguards that are now in place. So something like Tuskegee can never happen again. That can never happen again. But so the issue now is bringing awareness to these opportunities in research. A lot of people don't know, like, their health condition is even being researched and new treatments are being found. So they need to know that, so they could possibly get involved and have a new treatment that's actually going to work. I mean, of course, research is not 100%, right? It's research. It's something we're looking for the answers. So everything is not going to work. But how do you find the answers if you don't sift through the different things and the options, and try this, try that? That's how you find the answer.
Okay, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I'm gonna be honest, I am one of the fearful ones. I don't really particularly like when the doctor tells me, let's try this. Wait, whoa, what you mean? Like, try? So it scares me. It scares me because it's just, let's try. And it's so nonchalant. Like, let's try this medicine. It may cause diarrhea, bone loss, and death, but go ahead and try it. And if it don't work, let's try something else. To me, that bothers me. So how can we get over that?
So a lot of the reason why the doctor is telling you as a Black woman to try this is because they really don't know. Remember, I said a lot of the medications have been tested on white men.
Right. That's
so
crazy.
That means that the medication that you're taking probably wasn't tested on people that look like you. And so they really can't say
if I grow chest hair or not. Like,
they don't know. Look, they're finding adverse events. So they're finding new reactions to drugs that's been on the market. and they give it to a certain group of people and they have these new reactions to it, the scientists or researchers, drug company never knew they were going to have these reactions because they never had people in the studies with those that experience that.
Okay.
So there's drug that has happened. So again, yes, you know, there's hesitation, but our answer to the hesitation is to educate.
Okay.
That's the answer. Like,
okay.
and your doctor can say, oh, let's try this, but I encourage people to do their own research
okay.
and to get a second opinion and to don't just take I don't know. I would just not just take a medication. I would definitely research it before.
Okay. And then what was I going to say? The example, all these things that come out, and then later on there's an issue. Like now they have a big old thing about Depo-Provera. You know, now it causes this, and people have been on it for years. And then they just put out the COVID, was it Pfizer? And they're saying the COVID shot have been known now to cause, but it was a long list of big things, not like cough or rash. We're talking about kidneys failing, you know, heart going out. It's going to cause all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of scary.
Okay, so let me tell you, of course, everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
So you are going to have people that have different reactions to drugs.
Got it.
Okay, so it doesn't mean everybody had that reaction, but but as a ethically, a research company has to report everything that someone dealt with while they were taking a drug.
Oh.
They have to report everything, and they have to tell you this, you know, doesn't mean that that's exactly what's happened to you because it's a different person, you know, but they do have to tell you. I mean, they have to tell you the risk, and what other people experience does not mean you will experience that.
Okay.
I mean, but that's why it's so important to be followed when you're on these medications, to be followed and keep track of what you're feeling.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Thank you for explaining that, because all I can think about is, oh my God, I'm getting ready to get this or this or this, or I'm gonna grow feathers, or you know what I mean? It's like, because it's scary. It's scary. Because we're not talking about, again, we're not just talking about I might get a rash or something. We're talking about death, you know, heart failure, kidney failure. It's big things. So when people don't want to get certain vaccinations and things like that, you know, I don't be bugging. It's to each his own, because you got to live your own life. You know what I mean? So I don't tell nobody they got to get nothing, but I'm very hesitant. I am when the doctors are saying, try this. Like right now we're doing like physical therapy and certain things for my back. Mm-hmm. But then they were like, okay, we're going to try this medication. No, we're not. No, we're not. Like, no, you know, right. I'm going to grab some more ibuprofen. I know that works because I've been taking it since I was little. Yeah. So other than that, no, the stuff I can't pronounce, I got a problem with. Yeah. So I agree with you on the research. That was something Gary got on me about. He was like, Mom, what are the side effects? Yeah. I don't know. Mom, you have to read. So every time I got medication, he would go research it. Yes. And he'd be like, yeah, you can't take that, Mommy. And I'd be like, why? And then so I started to do it. Yeah. You know, so now I sit there and I'm like, okay, Alexa, what does this mean? And what is this for? And then she just tells me, but I'm like, we are either taking everything or we don't, and we're not educating. So the biggest thing is empowering everybody to do the research, to be educated, because that's the most important to me, I think, is the education of it and knowing, because the clinical trials, everybody don't know that they can participate. Yeah. They don't know what to do. I participated in one but it wasn't a medication. It was just um, it was talking and things like that.
Uh-huh.
So it was long.
Mhm.
So how, when you say clinical trials, one,
Yeah.
what kind of clinical trials do you deal with? And then two, how long are they?
So clinical trials specifically is the trials that actually will have an intervention. They call it an intervention. That's usually a medication that
Oh,
they're intervening with. However, there are clinical research studies that do not include medication. They could include some intervention that's not medication, like a
okay.
process that they want you to try, or there's a lot of studies that want you to try different foods to treat this, or so the every research study does not have to involve medication,
Okay.
just so you know. Um, and we will support. We don't do the trials per se in our organization. We're just bringing awareness. So we're a public benefit organization, and we're just talking about it.
Okay.
Getting people's voice, everyone's voice involved in the process.
Okay.
So that's what we do. We do community engagement around this.
All right. I need a refill. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Did you know that only 3% of heart disease study participants are Black? Even though the Black community faces the highest mortality rates? Or that just 6% of cancer study participants are Hispanic, despite liver cancer disproportionately affecting them? These gaps cost lives. But together, we can change that. That's why I'm inviting you to our Night of Impact Gala, Springing into Action, an elegant evening where we'll raise critical funds to diversify clinical trials and save lives. We will be enjoying fine dining, networking, and an exciting silent auction, all while promoting health equity. Your presence isn't just a ticket, it is a lifeline for your community. So, will I see you there? Scan the QR code and click the link to join us. Let's make research work for everyone. Join us for our second annual Community Clinical Trial Health Forum on May 17th in San Diego. It's a free community event, and we would love to see you there.
All right, we're back. Let's get into it.
You had asked another question. I forgot.
How long? I was thinking.
Oh,
How long do they last?
Yes. So every trial is different.
Okay.
My experience, most of my experience in research has been in Alzheimer's disease trials. My research is in brain health, and so a lot of my research has been done in Alzheimer's. Those trials tend to be very long. Like one of the trials that I'm recruiting for now in my company that I'm working for, it's like 5 years long.
Oh.
But it's because it takes, I don't know if you know, but it takes a very long time to get these drugs to the public.
Oh, okay.
So there's 4 phases, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have to pass all those phases before they get to. Actually, they have to pass 3 phases before it gets to the public.
Okay.
And so it has to be showing that it's effective and that it is safe.
Okay.
Before the FDA will approve a drug. So, it has to be shown that it's effective in enough people. So that takes a long time. I mean, honestly, from phase 1 to phase 3, it could be 10 to 15 years. And so phase 3 could be, like I said, like 5 years.
Okay.
But then it depends on the health, the condition that you're
Okay.
studying. So
So
it
okay. So is that why people were so afraid of COVID, because it was not researched and didn't have the 5 to 10 to 15? It was like,
yeah.
everybody take this.
So
Let's do it together.
so with that, with
Uh-huh.
COVID, these vaccines did not just like come out of nowhere. I believe that they had already had these things that they were researching.
Did they know COVID was coming?
Probably. I mean, these scientists knows there's so many, the CDC, they know about they be knowing about all that stuff out there. You know, all type of diseases and variants, and they know about these things a lot of times before they hit. And so they're constantly working on like solutions to like something happens, like, okay, let's go get that. Like that seems to have been promising, and let's see if we can work on that to get it to the public. You know, like, so it didn't start from first day. Like I think people think that the vaccines came like the first day,
nowhere,
and then all of a sudden we have a vaccine. Like, no, like this is something that the CDC researchers had been working on, that they just, of course, had to work on quickly because people were dying.
Right.
Had to come up with something because people were
and
dying.
they did.
And they did. Yeah.
So you spoke of community engagement.
Mhm.
How does diverse research build trust with communities?
Mhm.
How are you talking to people? Are you I know you you got an event coming up, right?
Yes.
Super excited. Tell us about that.
So the way we build trust is we're here. We're there for the community. And the way that we are there is that we are in the community often and on a regular basis. So we really try to have monthly events, if not one, if as many as we can. We have 2 going right now where we have we call them chow and chats. They're like lunch and learns. But we feed the community. We give back. So we're giving back. We always have a piece of giving back to the community at our events. So we're having events often where we're educating the community and again giving back to them. So that's how we build trust. They know that, hey, we care. And we're showing that we care because we're here. So we're in the community pretty often. And yes, we have our annual event coming up. We have an annual community clinical trial health forum that we do. And we do it in May. May 20th is clinical trial day. No one knows that. No one knows that, but
nobody didn't know that. Nice.
But no one knows that, and so it just makes sense for our organization to highlight that.
Absolutely.
And so we highlight that day by having a health forum where we bring education to the community. And so we get all these researchers to come out to the community and actually present to the community and share their research and share their knowledge and their education with the community. And the community gets to sit and listen, and they get to talk back and ask their questions and share their concerns. So it's set up as a forum, but then we also have because it's like a 5-hour day, and we have several researchers, and then we have like local resources that table the event, just because we understand the community is not just, we don't just preach clinical research, we preach health overall. So we want to provide resources to the community. So all this is being done, as you know, in San Diego, California. However, we do have we want to be a global or a national organization, and to do things more in other cities as well. And so we're getting around as we grow. We'll get around to other cities, and maybe even having the annual event in other cities. But this is our second one, and it's in San Diego again. But we have an event coming up in Chicago in August, my hometown.
Yay.
Of course, I'm gonna bring them along with me on this journey. So we have that coming up in August, and yeah, last year we did the event in Atlanta. So we're getting around to different cities as we can.
Okay.
As we grow. Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are there partnerships? Well, you kind of already spoke to that, but I was saying, are there partnerships and collaborations with other organizations that play a key role in the your outreach?
Yeah. So yeah, those challenge chats have to be sponsored by somebody, because we are nonprofit, and so we don't, and we're still young. I started this nonprofit in January of 2023, so we're only a little bit over 2 years old. Very young. So we don't have much, cash flow, but not yet. It's coming. It's coming. So a lot of times our partners are the pharmaceutical companies. Come to us to get the word out to the community.
Okay.
And that's what we do. We don't coerce anyone to get involved in research, but we do want to share the information and get the education out there. So that's what we do. They come to us and we get the information to the community. And so we have a couple partners there that we've worked with, pharmaceutical companies. But then also we do partner often with local community organizations who are, doing some of the same things we're doing, and we want to give back together in the community, and we do that. So yeah, that's who we.
What do you think has been your biggest challenge so far?
Our biggest challenge is working with the pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
Like it is a bit challenging because pharmaceutical companies don't have the best rep. they don't. People don't really trust them.
Okay.
And to be able to say that we're working with them, and then we are bringing this back to our community, they're like, okay, how can you trust them? And it's like, we kind of vet them a little bit, depending on who we, if we feel that they're doing things for the wrong reasons or coming to us for the wrong reasons and not really willing to work with us in listening to what our community needs, then we can't work with you.
Right.
We have to keep that. We have to keep that a reality. So it's not just about money for us. It's just not about funding. We understand we need funding, but we believe that like the right companies will find the right companies that actually can, you can tell that they actually care. And the way that they tell us that they care is they're willing to put in the investment into the community.
Right.
So that's what we keep telling the companies that we're working with, is like, hey, this work that we're doing, we're overcoming years and years and years, generations of historical injustices in these communities. So you know what? That means that you're gonna need to bring a lot of money, and invest in these communities, in order to see change.
How do you envision diverse research evolving in the next 5 to 10 years, and what do you need to get it there?
Money. No.
Right.
Oh my
God. Right.
Like, I have such a huge vision for diverse research now. Honestly, I do feel like, the Lord has me doing this work, and I'm doing it, not just because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I believe this is a purpose of mine. And so we need funding, and I believe, the Lord will provide it when it's time, so I have to trust that. But what we want to do is, honestly, I want to have like brick and mortars, like community, in underserved communities, underrepresented communities. I want to have almost like actual community centers dedicated to research.
Wow.
Where the community can come to the center and like learn about studies, find out the latest in the studies, like the latest treatments for different conditions, and then of course we'll have a lot of other stuff going on in the community center. But at least this will be some place where people can actually get educated and not feel pressured to get involved. But if they want to get involved, they know where to come to get involved.
Right. Well, that's a good question. You keep answering all the questions before I get to them. But for the audience, because this is the point, is to get the information out to as many people as possible. So I've heard you talk about the pharmaceuticals and local companies and organizations. How can regular people can we? I mean, how can we support? What if somebody says, well, I don't have any money, but I really want to support? What kind of things can we do to support diverse research now?
Oh my goodness. You can share us. We are on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on IG, diverse_research_now. If you go follow us and share, we're on there sharing so much all the time. So if you see a post that resonates with you, please share it. You can also volunteer. A lot of our events are in the San Diego area and soon here in the LA area. I definitely need some volunteers in the LA area too, because we're starting events here. But if you're in those areas and you want to volunteer, we would love that. So that's something you could do. Attend our events. We need to, have people who will come to our events and take part in the discussions and and use their voice in this space. So you don't have to have money to support us, for sure. No. We're getting the money from the people who got it. The farmers. We know they got it, okay? We getting them their money and bringing it to the community, okay?
Other people's money.
We don't want your money. We want to support our community and share what we have, the good information we have, and not be asking for things from them.
But if we have it, how can we?
Oh, you can always. Okay, so we do have a website, diverseresearchnow.com, www.diverseresearchnow.com. That's where you can go to learn more about the organization. And of course, on that page, we have a donate button. So you can always go there and donate.
Okay.
There.
That is super
And we
cool.
do have a gala coming up the day before our forum. Our forum is May 17th. I don't know if I said that, in San Diego. But the night before, we're having a fundraising gala, May 16th, where you can come and purchase a ticket or take part in our silent auction. We also have an online store. All the funds go to diverse research now in our mission, in the work that we do.
That's nice. So do you have your whole thing? You already got so we can help by sharing the post, going to the website, learning what it's about, donate if we can. If we are in the areas, volunteer. So if we want to volunteer, is there a form on the website, or do we reach out to you?
Yep. If there's on the website, I believe there's a volunteer page where you can complete a form and say that you want to volunteer, and we'll reach out.
Okay.
Our email is info@diverseresearchnow.com. So you can always email that and say if you're interested, what you're interested in, and we'll take you from there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you go, but I am super. I know you got to go to work, but I'm super excited, and I thank you for the time that you put in today, because that's important. I looked at it, and when I first heard about it, I myself would like to find out how I can better support you. I know I can share it and all that, but we'll talk about that off camera. What I can do or be a part of, because I would love, not just because you're my original Sisters Cafe. Y'all didn't know that, though. She is one of my original ladies at the table, and I appreciate you. Every so often you see her rocking her Sisters Cafe shirt.
Yes, I do have it.
And speaking of what you got in your cup, girl?
What I got in my cup? I know you said you were gonna ask. What, this cup?
Yes, that cup. I'm rocking my grandma's favorite answers. Yes.
My cup says perfectly imperfect.
Oh,
because that's what we all are.
That's what we all are.
You know what I mean?
And everybody who don't know, make sure you go to Sisters Cafe online and grab y'all some cups over there. We got Sisters Cafe. We got the when my sister wins, I win. We got the check your squad cups, and we got the best version of me cups. So y'all go over there. But I thank you for being here. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see what's going on with Diverse Research Now and the expansion, because I believe it's going to happen, and I want to be around to see it. Not just because you're my original lady, but because I think it's important. Yeah. I understand the clinical trials now. I didn't before, but you've given me so much information. You know, the biggest thing you helped me with today was the list of things that might happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean that's what's about to happen to me. So I didn't know that before. I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm about to have feathers, a beak, a tail, and all of that. Like, for real. But because and I'm saying this too because there was times I wouldn't take medicine at all, even if I needed it, because I was scared. Yeah. But some things you need to take it so that you can be healed, that you can be better. Some things. I mean, again, that list that you're talking about, those are things, yes, you want to like watch out for those things. Make sure that's not happening. Right. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean absolutely that that's going to happen. Right. To you. So, but yeah, I know we are a community that, a lot of us are on medication, but a lot of us don't like to take medication. No, we don't. But it kind of goes back to, our lifestyles, like what we're putting in our bodies as far as food. Right. And substances and different things. That would make the difference. Right. We wouldn't need the medication if we would act right. Well,
And then the thing is if you do that for so long and now you've caused damage, now
Right.
that's when the medication comes in. And so you want to take it, but hey, you can turn it around and try to do better to get
Right.
off that medication.
Right.
You know,
Right.
some
Most people-
don't
yeah,
have to-
diabetes is, especially diabetes number
Yeah.
2, is
Yeah.
reversible. It's not
Yeah.
a life sentence. Is now number 1, I heard it stays,
Yeah.
but type 2
Mhm.
is reversible. So we have to do what's necessary for things that are reversible to reverse them without the medication, if possible.
It's so many things. I in my dissertation I talked about modifiable lifestyle factors, you know,
Okay.
and I talk about that in brain health as well. There's things that we can modify in our life that will improve our health.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm super excited, like I already said, but I learned something today, and to me that's important because that's what Sisters Cafe is about.
awesome.
Empowering people, educating them, because when we're educated, we do better. Most
Yes.
of the time.
And that's what I think as well. I agree with that. And
Okay.
that's why education is so huge for us. It's because
Right.
I think if people are educated, then yeah, they can make an informed decision. Like
Right.
you know, it's called an informed decision. Like
Right.
you know, so
Right. Well, thank you for being here. Y'all make sure you go to www.diverseresearchnow.com to learn more. She's on all social media platforms. And make sure that you go out and support and tell her Sisters Cafe sent you. Make sure that y'all go check out the podcast, the online store, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and subscribe to the website at www.sisterscafe.com. We'll see you again for another segment of Sisters Cafe.
Bye. My sister wins, I win. When my sister